Hey reader friends, it's Mrs. Palin, the librarian, with today's book review. So a few weeks ago, I read an incredibly powerful book called Starfish by Lisa Phipps. If you haven't read it, just read it. It's absolutely amazing. It's about a girl who struggles with her weight and learns how to love herself, despite what society says. Following the reading of that book, I joined a Zoom call with its author. And in that Zoom call was another author who has written a similar book. And that is this book that I finally read. It is called All of Me by Chris Barron. I enjoyed my conversation with them, both of those authors, immensely. And my heart just went out to them and their courage in writing books that must have caused a tremendous amount of discomfort and courage in writing about their life experience in such a raw and real way. All of Me tells a story. Look at how much I've marked it up. It was just very, very powerful. All of Me is about Ari. He's the name of the main character in this story, and he's a big boy, tall as well as overweight. And unfortunately, like most overweight children, he is bullied. But the bullies beat the crap out of him one day, and his best friend kind of rides away to avoid it. And there's a part of the story where there's that guilt from the friend, but I digress. And Ari goes home, and within a very short amount of time, he is looking in the mirror and he harms himself. He squeezes himself so badly that he bleeds and he passes out and is taken to the doctors, and ultimately he is put on a diet, this 10-stage thing about starving your body of this food, and then let's move on to the second. And his mother encourages it. His father, which is a huge part of this story, has become absent in his life. The parents are having issues with their relationship, with their business, and his father leaves, and that causes an additional struggle in his life. At its core, the story is about learning to love yourself, whatever body that self happens to be in. And Ari does lose weight on the diet, but he questions the diet all the time. I think I tagged the page. Give me 1 second. Maybe I didn't. Maybe the doctor doesn't know everything. How does being good to myself mean I have to shock my body, to starve it? This can't be the only way. Ultimately, he lets go of the book and believes that in his new love for himself, he can take care of his body and still eat and still be a certain size and be okay with that. I loved it. His search for the real me. He finds himself and finds the confidence going back to school to be somebody different, not be a victim, and be okay with who he is. Kids need this book to see themselves in its pages. We are all different sizes. This topic touches me deeply as my daughter battled an eating disorder, and all disordered eating comes from our society's need to be perfect and thin, and it's absolute garbage, and it's hurting people, kids, adults all over the world. It needs to change. All of Me by Chris Barron, a perfect middle school novel. It's a bit mature in some places for K-5, but it belongs in a middle school library. buy it, read it, share it. All of Me by Chris Barron. Whatever you're reading, keep reading. See you soon.